Hello. Some of you may know that I am participating in an Airfix challenge to build and finish an Airfix kit in 48 hours. That's build, paint, decal, finish it, right? So I've been looking at some of the stuff that I have, and I finally decided that I would stick to what I'm familiar with, stuff which I'm really comfortable with, and that would be armor. And I've decided that I'm going to build this kit. This is a kit of the Crusader tank, an early war tank used by the British, and it came in 3 main marks as a gun tank. And I think it made its name in the desert, North African desert theater. Mark 1 was the tank with a 2-pounder gun and a machine gun turret here. That's the easiest way of identifying it. The Mark II was a similar vehicle with a 2-pounder gun turret, but without the machine gun turret. And the Crusader Mark III, which is the one that you see on the box art here, had this redesigned turret, a new mantlet face, and a new gun. That's a 57mm 6-pounder gun, right? With no machine gun turret. So this was the Mark III, which I believe was the final gun tank version of the Crusader. So this is the original box art. When the kit was first issued, this is what it was. This is what it was using, and I love it. Let's have a look at the side. This is what you have. A bit of history of the a little bit of a blurb on the Crusader. Yes, no doubt about that. It was a very fast tank. It was using something called a Christie suspension. And those of you who are familiar with the Christie will know that it was also used on another famous tank, the T-34 from the Russians, which is also kitted by Airfix, by the way. And it's noted for its ability to enable the vehicle that's using it to travel at very high speeds, even over rough ground. Information about the 2 marking options that you will see inside here, you are able to mark it as either a Crusader Mark II or a Crusader Mark III. Okay, I will speak a little bit about that in some detail. And these are the colors that you will need to use for that. So let's have a look at the back. So you have a bit more of the history of the vehicle here. Okay, and yeah, it was designed as a cruiser tank, so speed was everything. Okay, so interesting information here. Let's just pop this open. Normally it's sealed with this, but I had already sliced it open. And one of the reasons I do that is because I want to protect the decals. So the first thing I normally do when I buy a kit like this is to cut it open, pull out the decal sheet, and put the sheet in a Ziploc bag just to protect it. So let's pull all that out. I've already taken that's the decal sheet, and I've taken it out of its plastic bag already. So let's leave it there. Well, you see what happens when you don't put it into a plastic bag, right? It gets damaged. Okay, that's pretty bad, but still usable. It's okay. The usual complaint sheet thing is here. No, I'm not going to complain to Airfix about the decal sheet. It's probably my fault. And you have 2 instruction sheets here. So, and the title says it all, right? You can either build it as a Mark II or a Mark III. So that's the marking for the Mark III, which I believe is overall green. Okay. And as you can see, it depicts that vehicle with the full sand shields and markings. So that's pretty straightforward. Then you have the instruction sheet itself with all the steps. Okay, and it shows you where you need to start building the alternatives, and they give you the options to build the Mark I turret or the Mark II turret, well, the Crusader 2 or the Crusader 3 turret, right? But I will tell you why I call it a Mark I turret. I mentioned just now already that the Mark I and the Mark II are similar because they used this turret, same one that is here, which is basically using a 2-pounder gun, a coaxial baser, right, and then the sighting device is there. Okay, this configuration is actually the Mark I configuration, as I mentioned. Gun turret, 2-pounder gun, and the machine gun turret. Okay, Airfix provides the parts for the machine gun turret. Now, if you take away the machine gun turret, but you use the 2-pounder gun turret, and you cover up that spot down there with the hatch, which is marked for the Crusader 3. In other words, you use the 2-pounder turret with that hatch instead of the machine gun turret. The result is that you get a Crusader Mark II. Okay, that's a very simplistic way of looking at it, I suppose, but I mean, that's how I differentiated it. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. That's the marking for the Crusader Tank Mark II. Now, if you notice, it shows you the machine gun turret. Okay, and they call it a Crusader Tank Mark II. Actually, in my view, with the gun turret, it's a Mark I. Okay, so I'm not so sure, but the marking then would be correct. It may not necessarily be. I've not done the research, but there it is. I'm actually not going to build the Mark I or the Mark II. I'm going to go for the Mark III option, which is the safest. So I'm going to put that aside. And now we go to the kit. Now, this is how it comes in the box, as you can see. A nice plastic bag. Make sure that the bits don't fall out of the box. It's not stapled or anything. So that reminds me of what the kit looked like when it was in its Series 2 box. Okay. First up, tracks. These are one-piece, what I call rubber band tracks, right? And the idea is that you would fit it around the wheels. And before that, you would of course heat seal this using a heated up screwdriver tip. That's the way that you would do it. However, I'm going to find an easier solution. I will apply an easier solution, which is basically to just glue using cyanoacrylate or super glue if you wish, and glue this thing all around the tracks, all around the wheels, and make sure that I don't have to go and sew it or heat seal it or anything. And the reason why I can do that, I will show you later. Okay. In fact, I'll show you now. The kit provides the sand shields. These are full sand shields on either side, and they would look exactly like on the box art. See that? So when you have this on, and you have the wheels, and you put on the track, you put on the track first, right? You glue it on, make sure everything's fine, then you put this on, and everything's hidden. Now, that means that I don't have to worry about whether or not this thing will stretch and it will meet at the top because it's all hidden, right? And there will be no pressure, because the real danger of using these kind of tracks is that, again, they're like rubber bands, right? So if you put them from this end to this end and you try to loop them around, the result is that you may end up either snapping the track or snapping the wheels, which you have already installed. So I think I'm going to go with the easier route. So coming back to the sprue, sand shields, lower piece, the lower hull bottom piece, and the hull. This is the hull sides, which forms part of the Christie suspension, as I was mentioning just now. That's the 2-pounder gun, and that's the 6-pounder gun. These are the two ends for the fuel tank, and that's the hatch, which you would use for the Mark III, and of course for the Mark II as well. Okay. Okay. Upper hull, part of the Christie suspension, and storage boxes, and that's the front glasses, and that's for the exhaust system at the rear. As you can tell, I've built this kit before. The Christie suspension is unique because it was a double hull on either side. Okay. And then what happens was that all the suspension elements, the springs and everything else, will be inside this double hull, they were sandwiched between, and then the axles would stick out, and then you would mount the wheels on that. Okay, so Airfix has actually reproduced that. Very nice. This is the turret pieces. That's the back end of the tank. And these are all the turret pieces, hatches, the bottom of the turret. This is the top of the turret. This is for the, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's for the Mark 1, Mark 2, and that's for the Mark 3. Okay, so that's the mantlet for the Mark 1, Mark 2, and that's the mantlet for the Mark 3. Okay, that's part of the exhaust system. And even the Pioneer tools come as separate, which is quite cool. The last sprue is the running gear. So you have the wheels. These are all the typical of Christie suspension tanks. And these are the large road wheels. If you look at the T-34, for example, which uses a Christie suspension, you would find that you have a similar type of wheel there. That's the machine gun turret. And that's the little stowage box which was unique to the desert tanks, I think. Yes, that's correct. And then you have your idlers. Okay. And that's the part of the machine gun. Those are the machine gun mountings for the small sub turret, right? The small machine gun turret that you find. And that little piece down there is actually the fuel tank that goes onto the rear. I showed you the pieces just now, right? So all in all, fairly straightforward. Those are the exhaust boxes as well, the mufflers, I think. So there you have it. Fairly straightforward kit. But what I like is that they have actually, Airfix has actually managed to capture the essence of the Crusader and its key elements, which is the machine gun turrets, the angular nature of the turret, the sand shields, and also, as I mentioned, the Christie suspension itself. Let me just show you what that looks like when Airfix does it, okay? See? They created that double hull. As I told you, it's two pieces on either side. And they even gave a small representation of what the suspension will look like, sandwiched in between. And then you just mount everything else on it, right? The lower piece, the upper hull, the back piece, the front glasses and all that. But they have actually recreated that and captured that. And I think that was really cool. That is really cool by Airfix. So there we have it. That's my little run through of this kit. I don't know whether this has been reissued. As you can see, this boxing is a earlier boxing. It's not the original boxing. I don't know whether they've reissued this or not. I think they should, because this is probably one of the better armor kits that they did. As I said, slightly overscale. If you put it next to a Churchill, an Airfix Churchill or an Airfix Sherman, it's gonna look odd. In fact, if you place it on top of the Scammell tank transporter, it looks really odd. Okay, but because this is a 172 scale kit, I think, as opposed to the others which are 176 scale kits. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be building, and I hope to be able to provide to you a video as I build this thing over the 48-hour period. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much for your support and for all the kind comments that you have. If you have any feedback to give to me, positive or negative or otherwise, by all means, please just post it. Tell me how I can improve so that I can make this a more informative, more entertaining, hopefully, channel. Something which people will want to use. And really, you know, if you have criticism, good, bad, whatever, just let me know, because that's how I learn. That's how we all learn. Okay, so thank you for this. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you this. Another bit of nostalgia, I suppose. A little bit more of the something which I used to do as a child. And I'm very happy to share this with everyone, as always. Thank you. And happy modeling.